The world has been jolted by the slow but steady spread of the Ebola virus that has so far killed well over 4,000 people worldwide, many of them in the West African nations of Guinea, Sierra Leone and Liberia. Even as nations in the developed world, including the United States, struggle to cope with the possible further spread of the Ebola virus, and West African nations count their dead and resultant economic losses, Kenyan medics have, through their union, warned that not enough has been done to prepare them to deal with any cases of Ebola here.
We want proper information to be sieved out so that it is made available to the health workers on time, so that they can be able to contain this disease if the need arises.
I know that last week they launched training for health workers, training of trainers, so that they can train other people in the facilities, with a target to reach 60% of the health workers in the next couple of months. But that has not been rolled out fast enough, and as we speak with you today, a majority of health workers don't even know what the case definition for Ebola is at triage.
The doctors are also concerned that they have not been consulted about current preparations to deal with Ebola, as they are not represented in a government task force to tackle the problem.
We know, as doctors, we are at risk, and that is part of our job, even not just from Ebola. And we are ready. It is part of our job. But we are not going to be exposed to preventable risk.
KMPDU has warned that screening of visitors to the country for symptoms of Ebola remains casual and erratic, with instances of people who have been blocked from entering the country through airports making their way back through other entry points being reported.
Our first isolated case in this country was turned away from JKIA on landing from Liberia. This person went to Burundi and entered Kenya by road. 2 weeks later, we were isolating him. So how safe are we?
The government was forced to assure Kenyans about its preparedness to tackle Ebola following a scare at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport after a 33-year-old woman who displayed symptoms of hemorrhagic fever died upon arrival from South Sudan. Samples taken from her tested negative for 21 hemorrhagic fevers, including Ebola. But the incident raised the alarm bells about the level of cooperation between airlines and the Ministry of Health in handling suspected Ebola cases. Now the Doctors' Union has warned much more needs to be done to boost the country's preparedness, given that an isolation unit at the Kenyatta National Hospital is a few weeks away from proper completion. Abdi Osman, Citizen Live at 9.